Hello, what's good YouTube? Hope you guys are all doing well today and welcome to another episode of Trading with Smarba, this time using profit with Real Madrid. So before we get into anything, you guys are going to see some packs being opened, and the reason why I did that is because, well, it's just as a bonus to see that I didn't really get anything out of it, but I had some leftover Microsoft points from ordering a movie over the weekend, so I figured, hey, let's just buy some FIFA points and see what happens, and thought maybe we could get lucky. Unfortunately, we do not. But with that said, as I'm opening the packs, I'm just going to go ahead and briefly talk about trading real quick before we get into anything. So we're going to be trading with Real Madrid as stated, and in order to trade with Real Madrid, you really have to have a decent amount of coins. I would say you have to have at least 100,000 coins if you want to begin trading with Real Madrid, and here's the reason. Most of their players, especially in certain formations, they go for a decent amount. No player was cheaper than 6,000 coins, so if you're going to mass bid on someone that's 6,000 coins, you're going to need a decent amount of coins in order to do so. Now, obviously, they have other players, for example, Pepe and Di Maria. They're going to go between 13,000 to 20,000 coins. So you definitely need to have a good amount of coins if you're going to plan on investing and trading with Real Madrid. Unless, of course, you stick to the cheapest player that I'm going to be trading with today, and that's going to be Higuain. So in a couple of seconds, you guys are going to see me do the thing that I always do, and that's check the player's price. Now, here's another thing that I want to note. This is very important, so please listen to what I'm about to say. Some of you guys have been posting comments in the video from my previous trading tips and saying, dude, I bought this card and it just will not sell. I don't know what to do. It just won't sell. And here's the most important tip I'm going to give you guys. Stick to one formation. Stick to one formation. It makes things very simple, and stick to something that's popular. I'm going to give you guys the top 4 popular formations, in my opinion, that always sell for me. It's going to be the 4-3-3, the 4-1-2-1-2, the 3-5-2, and the 4-2-3-1. Now, I have said don't invest in 3-back formations, but there is a lot of the famous YouTubers, specifically Japes and R9 Ryan, all those guys, they like using the 3-5-2, and as you guys know, YouTube is something that messes with the market a little bit. So if someone like, Nepenthes, KSI, whoever goes out and says, dude, this guy's a beast this year, their player rises like crazy since everyone wants to go get them. For example, Yanis Fetfatsidis, everyone said he was a beast and everyone wanted to get him. Obviously, he was a silver 5-star skiller, and he would have eventually been noticed, but YouTube made it that much easier. Now, with that said, I'm relating that to formations, and so many people are using the 3-5-2 as far as YouTubers goes. It's a very popular formation this year, to be honest with you guys. So I've added it to my top 4 formations. I used to have only 3 formations that I invested in. Now I'm investing in 4, the 3-5-2 being one of them. So keep that in mind. For this episode or for your future trading endeavors, try to stick to one formation. Stick to one of the 4 that I mentioned. If you have a less amount of coins, try to stay away from the 4-1-2-1-2, simply because most 4-1-2-1-2 cards, they sell for a little bit more, but I do recommend that over any other formation to invest in, simply because they sell quicker. Now, as you guys can see, I'm just testing the market to see the going rate for Higuain, and the 4-1-2-1-2 you guys saw earlier, his going rate was 6,000, and we're going to use the same exact method we've always used for all our trading videos. We're just doing it with different teams, and this is to show you that you can do it with virtually any team and any player, and it still works. Now, I tend to always do it with a player that goes between 4,000 to 6,000, let's say 4,000 to 10,000 coins. It just simply makes it easier that way. If you want to invest into a player that goes for about 1,000 coins, it's very hard to get him for 150 open bid. So try to find players that go between about 3,000 to 10,000 coins. That's really the sweet spot to make the profit, since you can get players around that range very easily. So Higuain, we saw that the 4-1-2-1-2, he was going for 6,000 coins, and we'll do the same thing as we always do. We'll take 65% to cover up, 95% to cover up the EA tax, because EA tax is 5%. So we take 95% of 6,000, that's 5,700. After we get that number, we subtract 1,000 so that we can calculate our profit. So we do 5,700 minus 1,000. That's going to be 4,700. Once we do that, we're going to only spend 4,700 coins max on a 4-1-2-1-2 Higuain. Now, you can obviously go over and spend to 5,000 coins if you want, But personally, I don't like making under 1,000 coins profit. That's just me. You guys can do that if you want. You can make 800, 500 coins profit per card if you really want to. For me, I tend to stay away if it goes under 1,000 coin profit. Now, you guys are going to see I use multiple players from Real Madrid, and I'm using the same method. However, in the beginning, I wasn't sticking to one formation. And then after I started doing a lot of trading, I'm like, you know what? What's something that I can help out the guys watching the video? And that's going to be sticking to formations. So at the end of this video, you guys will see that I only started to use 4-1-2-1-2 players, and that's the only players I started to bid on. So keep that in mind. Now, the players I used from Real Madrid, it's going to be Pepe, who's a little bit more expensive, Di Maria, who is also a little bit more expensive, Higuain, which is the cheapest one out of the bunch if you guys want to use him. He's definitely a great player to trade with. And the reason why is he's a very good option in the La Liga. And with strikers, you don't have a wide variety of strikers that are affordable, that have 4-star skills. You know, Falcao is decently affordable. He's a little bit up there. He goes about 30, 40,000 coins. And then you got obviously Messi, etc. But Higuain, he's pretty cheap, couple thousand coins, where Benzema goes for what, 30, 40,000 now? I don't know, something crazy like that. But he's really a good option, and that's why he's easy to sell. With that said, so we used Pepe, Higuain, Xabi Alonso, Di Maria, Modric, Kaká. Those are the 6 players we used. You can obviously use more than what I just mentioned, but those to me are the 6 easiest players from Real Madrid to trade with because they go for about a coin total that I can afford. If you guys can afford more, by all means, go for it, but you can also make more coins for the more expensive players. For example, Di Maria, I got him for 16, 17,000 coins on some of my open bids, and then I ended up selling him for 22,000. So I made quite a bit of profit there, and that's really the neat thing about trading with players that are a little bit more expensive. However, you need to have more coins in order to do so, so keep that in mind. Now, if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. If I've been confusing, I know I've been talking a lot. It's already at 7 minutes, but if I'm talking too much or if I'm talking too fast and you guys need if I'm not clear on anything, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I read most of them. And then if you really want to get a hold of me, make sure you send me an inbox directly through YouTube or hit me up on Twitter. I know a lot of you guys want to message me on Xbox Live, and it's very hard to go through all the messages there because I don't like typing on the controller. It's very hard. It takes a long time, so it's not the best way to get a hold of me. As you guys can see, we have a bunch of open bids in our watch list there. We got a hold of a Pepe, and we're going to try to sell him for 13,500 to make a 1,000 coin profit from what we bought him for. And you guys can see we bid on a whole bunch of cards. And you can see that I did not stick to one formation at the beginning, but over time I stuck to the 4-1-2-1-2. It just makes things easier. It really, really simplifies things. So if you guys want to pick a formation, specifically one of the 4 that I mentioned, go ahead and do so. It will make things a lot easier for you. I promise you guys, it just simplifies things, and you will for sure sell the players a lot quicker. It helps the people who were messaging me saying, dude, I bought this card in a 4-5-1 and it just won't sell. And that's because the 4-5-1 is just not as popular. You guys can see here that I stuck with the 4-1-2-1-2 for Kaká. Just went ahead and bid a bunch on him to try to get a profit. And we're going to try to go ahead and sell all of these. Now, I'm not going to win every single one of these cards. And the mistake I made is bidding on too many cards at once, and it becomes difficult to keep an eye on everything and make sure you win them. Now, you guys see that I did win at Xabi Alonso. That's always good, so I can go ahead and sell him for 17,500 coins because that's his going rate. And if his going rate is at 17,500, we cannot bid more than 15,625 coins. Again, I'll do the math for you guys so you guys can understand what I did. 95% of 17,500 is 16,625. Then you subtract 1,000 coins from that total to calculate your profit, and that's going to be 15,625. And the reason why we take 95% of 17,500 is to put in the EA tax, the 5% EA tax that EA puts in on the auction house. So you guys can see we actually got Xabi Alonso a little bit cheaper than what we could have, and we're gonna make a bigger profit than 1,000 coins, which is always good. So I'm gonna show you guys what my watch list looks like. You guys saw my trade pile as well and all that good stuff, and shortly we're gonna show you guys who all sold and what the amount total of the profit we made. So guys, we've listed the players overnight, the ones that we all won. We've listed them overnight. You guys can see in the trade, that little number, we have 18 players sold. So let's go ahead and take a look at what has sold overnight. And wow, almost all of our players that we bought have sold. That's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, and 16,000 coins profit just by simply putting them overnight, going to bed, and making that profit. Always good stuff. The only person who didn't sell right there is Pepe, but went ahead and relisted him. You guys are going to see my watch list real quick so you guys can see that I don't win every card I bet on. As you guys can see, we lost quite a few of them, which is completely fine. As long as I won the ones I needed to and sold the ones I needed to, that is completely fine. So again, you're not going to win every card, don't expect to, but the more coins you have, the more you have to work with, obviously. So as you guys can see, again, the method works as another quick 16,000 coin profit overnight, which is always good to see. Here's another look at the trade list again, so you guys can see that the players, most of them have sold. And again, that's going to be this episode with trading with Smarba and profiting with Real Madrid. So coin profit so far, 16,000. Simple, easy. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. With that said, you guys all have a wonderful day and a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.